this book reads like it wants to be read, and I encourage everyone to get it. But you write, there are precious few history books that focus on labor at all, and the stories of poor and working class women, Black people, Latino people, Indigenous people, Asian and Pacific Islander people, immigrants of all backgrounds, religious minorities, queer and trans people, disabled people, the sex workers, and the undocumented people whose work is criminalized, and people who are incarcerated seldom get top billing when it's time to publish. It's a damn shame, too, because those are the very people who had the most to lose, yet have found it within themselves to give more and fight harder than anyone else. I love that. And I wanted to ask you, in addition to incarcerated organizers, what is another like favorite story from these like not covered in your standard labor history over American labor history overview?
Sure, and of course, when I say labor books, I mean the books that like anybody can go pick up on a shelf, right? Like there's all kinds of like incredible scholars and historians who have preserved these stories and written great academic books that I used in my research, but it's not super accessible. Like that history is not just something you can find in Barnes and Noble all the time. And also something that I really enjoy doing was kind of exploring the intersections, because Marsha P. Johnson is a labor icon, but I don't know if that is necessarily a connection that you would find in many other books. But like, not only was she an icon of like trans liberation, like queer liberation, like we know about her in Stonewall, she was also a sex worker and she was a disabled woman. And the work that she and especially her, Sylvia Rivera, and Miss Major Griffin Gracie, they all engaged in sex work at various points in their careers, and they used those funds to help support queer and trans youth. They used their money from hustling, as they called it, to purchase a building in the East Village to serve as a haven for these youth. Rivera said in an interview from 1998 that I have in the book, "We fed people and clothed people. We kept the building going. We went out and hustled the streets. We paid the rent." So as sex workers, as queer and trans like organizers, like it's all connected. So it was cool to be able to pull that all together and be like, look, like, yeah, shout out to Marsha P. Johnson on Labor Day too.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.